Hello dear friends, greetings from Mallorca. I'm here on holiday and I've been focused a lot on relaxing my eyes and giving them a rest as I do have a desk job and these guys do have a lot of pressure and work a lot. So let's focus on the eye area today in our little video. We're going to do mostly exercise techniques for this area rather than massage techniques, although I have oil, so who knows where it goes. The one thing about exercise, or two things about exercise, it's not even the muscular contraction itself that we're interested in. We are interested to create that contraction under resistance so that the muscle works in a state that we lengthen by applying that resistance and that hold with our fingers. So then it promotes a deeper relaxation afterwards. So we work the muscle, yes, but we work it under those resistance conditions, and that's useful to understand. The other thing to understand with exercise, any exercise like face fitness stuff, not just the eye area exercise, is that you need to isolate the area where you're working. So, if you're working with the eyes and then this happens, or if you're working with the eyes and this happens, so anything else wrinkles, then make sure you're isolating that and not making worse the other area that you aren't working while you are trying to improve the eye area. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get started. Okay. We start by actually massaging here by the sides of the bridge of the nose, and also where this deep-seated darkness lies in the corners. I can do both sides at the same time. I'm just showing you where I am, right? You see this darkness? This is where I apply a little bit of spiraling pressure. You have to find your own balance, so it's not too deep, but not superficial. You're not sliding on the skin. Super. Now we're going to take our fingers and create that percussion effect where we vibrate around the circular muscle of the eye. So underneath, under the brow, more or less in a circle. Excellent. Now you can place your hands on the desk if you've got a desk, and then we're going to create that resistance that I was talking about just before in this under the eye area. But before you do that, practice in just lifting your lower eyelid, not scrunching everything, not wrinkling here, just scrunching the lower eyelid up. That's not what you're supposed to do. This, yeah? Very light, very gentle. Just the upper eyelid going up, like you're squinting into the light. And now, obviously, because some wrinkling is happening in the process, we're going to create that resistance and do that with resistance. And then once you've figured out what it is that I'm doing, you can look up and stop looking at me as you do this. Lifting your gaze up to the ceiling. Let's do 10 times. Just the lower eyelid lifting. Times. Relax. And we do another 10. You can put your elbows on the desk. My elbows on the desk make an awkward picture. This is how I'm holding my shoulders, just like this, leaving them hanging. Up, 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 up. Resistance here, right? Not so much pressure, but fixation. So when your eyelid lifts, there is this sense of stretching of the elastic band that I like to talk about, yeah? Okay, so that was that. Part 2, we're going to apply that resistance on the outside corner of the eye with your hands resting on your temples. And once you've placed your hands here, don't do that, but rather spread your face out. If you have a desk and you can do that with the desk, that's also good, but then just be mindful of none of this happening. I actually prefer to hold my shoulders rather than hang them, so that I can create the correct position of my hands. And here there will be a resistance against that outer corner of your eye. And now we're going to blink. Blink, not squinting anymore, not having that, but just a blink like butterfly wings, which creates that also that feeling, quite a brief feeling of the elastic band stretching. If there is no feeling of anything stretching, play with the position of your hands so that there is that feeling that something stretches when your eyelids shut. Relax the shoulders. Try not to lean forward if you can. Breathe. Relax. Let's do one more round. Create that resistance and a little bit of a pre-stretch at a 45-degree angle towards the back of your head. And then blink. Remembering to breathe. Keep the tension away from your shoulders. Keep the head on top of your torso, not leaning forward if you can. Feel the resistance. If there is no resistance, your hands are in the wrong position. Nice, relax. Super. Upper eyelids now. We're going to place our fingers on the eyelid, very gentle. It's just resistance, it's not pressure on the eyeball. Obviously, if you have contact lenses, I wouldn't do that. It's been a while since I wore contacts, but I wouldn't think that's a good idea. Sorry. So placing your fingers like this, here you can definitely apply elbows onto something for support rather. And then what you're going to do is, without scrunching the forehead, you're trying to open your eyes, lifting the eyelids, but your fingers are resting on those eyelids, preventing them from opening. It's actually quite difficult to figure out what to do originally. It feels like middle face is lifting, here is scrunching, but persevere in your effort to isolate just the eyelid. Yeah? Five more. And yes, sometimes it doesn't quite work that well. Just blink to relax. In the beginning, you might feel like everything else is moving. But with time, that ability to isolate the muscle you're working will come. One more round, 15 times if you can. Like, try not to lift the brow, yeah? It's just the eyes that are trying to open. If I'm not saying anything, means we're still doing it. Nice. Now we work here. It's also a little bit, kind of takes a bit to figure out what we're doing. So we're going to anchor the index finger on the brow, just as a little shelf. And then what is going to do the work is the back of your thumb. But also we want that surface that we're working with to not wrinkle. So this hand will be used to basically create you a flat working surface. And this is not applying oil, they are not massaging the skin. There's a bone seam here, and we're working quite deep, trying to iron out this part here. So this hand creates a bit of resistance. This hand is the shelf on which the whole construction is resting. Please don't do that, yeah? This is just a bit of resistance, not a pull down. And then this hand, this finger rather, is going to go up here very slowly. Still breathing. I know the tension in the shoulder will arise. And also try not to drop like I just did, right? 3. Gentle, yeah? 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Other side. Here is your shelf. Here is your working finger. 1. Take a moment to adjust. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Super. While we're here, I suppose, let's work with this one as well. It's technically not eye area, it's forehead area, but that's one where everybody has issues. So finger anchoring at the nose bridge. This one is going to hook. Again, try to relax the shoulder as you do this, and your hook irons out at the 45-degree angle. Deep-seated tension. Let's do 10 times, nice and slow. Eight, 9, 10, on the side. 1, 2, don't rush. You're not sliding on the skin. We sometimes do similar stuff with oil. And if pressure is light and there is a glide, you can do quicker. This is not that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just relax this area. Still breathing. Okay. Couple more, so can you bear with me 5 more minutes? Now we're going to try to open the muscle quite wide, not so much with resistance, but just preventing wrinkling all around and preventing the forehead kicking in. So our purpose is going to be to just open this one wide. So this muscle, it's a sphincter muscle that shrinks towards the middle, same as the mouth, right? Like that. And what we're trying to do is soften it and open it up like a flower. But then obviously when you try to open your eyes real wide, this happens, so the hands are going to prevent that from happening. So also see, maybe a desk will help. I'll probably not use a desk because then the picture becomes distorted. So try to isolate, not so much isolate, but lay your fingers flat around your muscle, like this kind of carpet of support. And then that is going to be to open the eye nice and wide without wrinkling anything. Let's do 10 times. So you have that surprised expression on your face. Mm-hmm. Let's do one more round. Relax the shoulders if you can. Lay your fingers flat. Excellent. Okay, fingers are going to go gently on the eyeball without pressure, just creating resistance. So it's kind of holding in place the part of the eye that is trying to move. So you can close your eyes now, place your fingers on those eyelids and listen to me. Obviously you can't watch with the eyes closed. The finger is on your eyeball, and then you're going to very slowly move your eyes from left to right with that bit of resistance from your fingers. Don't pressure into your eyeball, just resist. If I'm not saying anything, we keep doing it. So I was side to side, now go up and down. So your eyes go up towards the ceiling, the gaze with eyes closed, and then they go down with the eyes closed, fingers still providing resistance. And the final part, we circle. Circle the eye with the finger providing resistance. Relax your shoulders if you can. Still breathe. We circle one way, we change direction. Excellent. Relax, open your eyes, little vibration. Okay, super. And now this is purely superficial or more working with the fascia. Little pinch. Be very light, very gentle. This potentially could be painful. I do find that it is painful in a lot of my clients. Nice and gentle. Don't pull the skin away, not like this. You're staying close to the bone. And now a little stretch. Then we go on the temples, same idea. And you can do it horizontal and vertical, both are fine, just see what you prefer, you can do both. This one somehow feels to me I'm wrinkling more, so I'm going to do a vertical one, a vertical pinch. Or horizontal one as well. And then a nice gentle stretch. And here, I would probably not go on the eyelid, it's quite thin actually, so we're just going to do this on the brow. This feeling that there's a grain of sand between your fingertips. This is working with a different structure, to be fair. This is your corrugator muscle. Before we were more or less working with the circular muscle of the eye. Orbicularis oculi, if you want some Latin in your life. Nice, and then a nice stretch. So this is the muscle. And then just for giggles, let's take a drop of oil. And the caterpillar. This is not the caterpillar yet, just spreading my oil, nice and light. And here is the caterpillar. So the muscle is a circle, it's a sphincter. It kind of shrinks towards the middle, you are unshrinking it away. And also the other thing that is useful to know, that point of attachment is here. So when it shrinks to the center and to this point here. So your movement is effectively away from that point of shrinkage. Another side. And also here, you can also hold the bridge a bit. And then nice and gentle, my friends, nice and gentle.